Illuminati trying to freeze the nuts off a nigga. Right after we had this blood moon, temperature dropped like a motherfucker. Now we had this storm. We had this winter storm that came through a day before the blood moon and shit. And you know I'm always gonna blame these motherfuckers, so-called Illuminati. Right after we had this blood moon, it was like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning here in Gary, Indiana. And the temperature dropped like a motherfucker. 3 degrees with a wind chill of -6. Now the next night, it was still kind of cloudy and shit, but I could see the moon pretty good. What a coincidence. I saw them motherfuckers spraying them goddamn chemtrails. Motherfucker. Earthquakes have been popping up all over the place and shit since this blood moon. And of course, it started just before the blood moon as well. And I'm seeing this shit more and more. I know y'all know about the incident that went down in New York. I put up a video. It's on my front page, talking about this same type of shit. Every time these type of events happen, they start talking about this Transformers blowing up. Bullshit. There's so much shit that's going on concerning UFOs, whether you want to call them aliens, angels, or whatever the case may be. A lot of this shit ain't got nothing to do with what the so-called Illuminati is doing, and more times than not, their explanation is a fucking lie. I didn't go into details when I talked about this before concerning these UFOs, so-called UFOs. between 2003 and 2006, right around that time, this is when I started having a whole lot of dreams, seeing these giant motherships flying through the motherfucking clouds and shit. And when them motherfuckers would come through, they would always stop and shit too. I mean, it just be like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? I'm big motherfuckers. And, you know, hypothetically, motherfuckers could have been like 2,000-3,000 feet in the air and shit. So them motherfuckers was right above my head in these so-called dreams. Big motherfuckers. And if y'all ever seen that jet that them motherfuckers was flying around in the X-Men movies, they kind of looked like that, but obviously it looked different, but it was similar to that and shit. But, you know, big motherfuckers, motherships. So whenever the motherfuckers would fly over my head, come through the clouds, and then stop, cover up the whole fucking sky. Now, in 2011, I had a dream, of course. In this dream, I was in the backyard, and it was nighttime. And I looked up in the sky, and it was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of quote unquote UFOs. And they was all blue. Now, it's just like a split second. I found myself on one of these so-called UFOs. Now, let me quickly tell y'all what happened when I found myself on one of these UFOs. I was in this dark room on this UFO, this ship. And the far wall was kind of lit up, and I saw floating in the air about 10-15 feet away from me near the back wall was this motherfucking quiet. Like I said, the back of the wall was kind of lit up, and I saw floating in the middle of the air was this motherfucking baby doll. Y'all know them y'all know them white baby dolls with the bald head that don't have no clothes on that you always see laying on the floor? That's exactly what it was. It was clearly a doll, a baby doll, floating in the middle of the air near the back wall while I'm in this dark room on this quote unquote UFO. The doll was facing near the wall away from me, and the motherfucker slowly head started turning toward me and shit, you know what I'm saying? And then I woke up. I'm like, what the fuck? Now, about 2-3 days later, I'm channel surfing on YouTube, and I came across this video talking about this doll that was possessed by some kind of demon or something, you know. This doll was supposedly possessed. I click on this motherfucker, and it's the exact same doll that I saw on this UFO that was in this fucking video. Same motherfucker. Now, obviously, this is part of my awakening, being able to see into the future and all this shit. These motherfucking UFOs, especially the situation that I just talked about, it's always a combination of shit that's going on that you can't figure out. Cause I'm sitting here like, okay, when I saw that shit, I'm thinking all these motherfuckers is demons and shit, all these UFOs. But sometimes it's just a combination of shit. Whether or not those was chariots of the gods or all demons and all this shit, like I said, it could just be a combination. I just saw that fucking baby doll, that demonically possessed doll, because a part of my awakening. But it's fucked up when you experience these shit these types of things, this shit, because you be like, okay, you know, you got to use discernment to figure out who is who when you seeing this type of shit. That situation in New York, there wasn't no goddamn transformers blowing up. These so-called UFOs, whether it's good guys or the bad guys, it's both. Them motherfuckers been coming through these portals since 2011. And mentioning this before in that video that I just talked about when I was talking about the shit that happened in Texas, I believe it was Texas. It's the same situation with this shit that just happened in New York. And like I said in that video, so-called Illuminati, they purposely put all this information out about the technology that they have, specifically Project Bluebeam, because they knew the real UFOs, chariots of the gods, not to mention demons as well. They knew them motherfuckers was coming. So they put that information out just before that shit went down in 2011. Not just with the dream I had in 2011, but I mentioned that in 2011, of course, this is during the time a lot of us woke up. In 2011, that was one of the greatest years to watch UFO videos on YouTube. It was UFOs coming through portals like a motherfucker during 2011. So-called powers that be, Illuminati, they put this information out about Project Bluebeam so they can suppress and water down this truth. Because during this time, a lot of idiots, and I'm sure the Illuminati is part of this shit, they started putting out a lot of bullshit videos, fake UFO videos, and of course fake information so they can water down all those great videos that was put up with these obvious UFOs, angels, demons, entities that was coming through in 2011.
Okay, folks, we have breaking news happening in Indonesia right now. A large disc-like object appeared in the sky. There are no clouds around, but a large UFO disc-like object appeared out of nowhere and have all of these villagers shook. They're all coming out of their house to film this in Indonesia on the night of the blood moon. Coincidence? I don't know. When does this happen? Never. This is highly unusual. And so, what are we looking at here? We have a disc-like object in the sky that's dark with inside and has a lighted cloud around the object. So we're going to be taking a closer look at this. Let's zoom in right now. Bam. Yes. It is very disc-like. Very. You know, perfectly. And it's keeping its form. So it ain't like some cloud dissipating, you know, in the night sky. But why would it just be this one UFO looking cloud that came out of nowhere? And then it's highly unusual because you see the people stopping as they drive past to take a look at what they are looking at here. And what are we looking at?
So of course, you know, they always put this shit in the movies. You know, of course, like Independence Day, for example. That's when they really got these niggas prepared for this shit. And it was also talked about from other people. It was so fucking obvious. In one of the movies they made, which is similar to what's happening right now, was that movie they made called Skyline, where you had all them motherfucking blue UFOs and shit. It's a lot of shit that's going on. Like I said, Illuminati, from the perspective of their technology, ain't got nothing to do with them. But it's a mixture of all kinds of shit, so you don't know what the fuck is going on, who's doing what. It's just like California keep getting hit, and people keep talking about these. I forgot what they call that shit. Some type of energy beams that they using and shit. Now you know they got this technology, and of course, all the technology they got it from the fucking fallen angels anyway. But you know, whether it's good guys, bad guys, Illuminati specifically themselves doing it, these motherfuckers are getting fucked up, and they continue to distract everybody. Like I said before, you know, putting out all these fucking movie trailers and shit, all this bullshit going on in the NBA, anything that they can do to try to keep people distracted, but the shit ain't working that well anymore because the shit's just too fucking obvious. You know, just like this government shutdown. You know, there's only so much they can do to continue to distract these idiots. Now everybody's freaking the fuck out. So no matter who's doing what, we got real quote unquote UFOs out here doing damage. And this shit is over. When we first came into this knowledge about the end of the 400 years of slavery in 2019, when this information first came out, a lot of us thought that it was August of 2019. But I've been hearing a lot more people say it's March. And I wouldn't be surprised because this is why, like I said, the Illuminati is afraid more than ever and shit. They freaking the fuck out. Everybody's acting more and more weird. They putting more and more distractions out here, doing all kinds of shit. It's just so fucking obvious. These motherfuckers are freaking the fuck out. If the 400 years of slavery, the prophecy, 400 years of slavery does literally end March 20th. And if it don't, and it is August or whatever the case may be, it really don't matter what that specific date is, because first of all, we don't know exactly how this shit is gonna play out anyway. So if March 20th is that full 400 years, we don't know what's gonna happen next. You know, something's going down. Only thing I know for sure, and this is why everybody's freaking the fuck out, is 2019 is the end of slavery. That is the 400 years. But again, what's going to happen exactly when March 20th happens, comes up, or, leading up to that time and so on and so forth, who knows? But 2019 is the year. And this is why these motherfuckers are freaking the fuck out. Niggas is waking up, and the chariots of the gods is here. And these motherfuckers about to get their asses fucked up. Not to mention the niggas that's walking on this planet that's about to wake up. Yeah, like I said in that fucking that video I made after the eclipse 2017. I said, yeah, these niggas are fucked. Yep. See how everybody all angry and pissed off and going off and shit? Yeah, I just made that motherfucking video going off on these so-called women. I tried to avoid that shit because I said all I wanted to say. But you know how it is when you being driven by the spirit. Because that situation is like, strike one, I got into it with that woman next door. Strike two, Wrath of Heaven got his channel deleted. And then strike three, I ran across that video and that girl talking about all these men just better. Like, okay. I'm coming to get you now, motherfuckers. Play a Lord. Whenever we have a storm come through, it usually comes from the west. One day, I saw a storm coming from the east. I ain't never seen this shit before. I don't even think it rained that day. This was some weird shit. Them clouds looked like it was electrified. I've never seen clouds. I've never seen a storm coming from the motherfucking east, going east to west. And it's amazing because as the last number of years, it's like everything is turning around. Because the majority of everything in our life was backwards anyway. It was talked about when the sun rises in the west, that's the end. I mentioned being sealed in 2012. And I said that a number of days later, whatever it was, I saw four light orbs. They was red. And they floated over my head. This wasn't no dream. 4 red light orbs floated over my head. It was 2, then there was another 2. They flew from the south to the north. And I'm telling y'all that because the north is here in northwest Indiana. The north is where Lake Michigan is. This is where a lot of these quote-unquote UFOs be coming from. And I always see them going in that direction. That case was the so-called light orbs, whether you want to call them UFOs or whatever. And one day, this was a number of years ago, I saw all these clouds. The wind was blowing hard in the motherfucker. And you had all these motherfucking clouds, circular clouds, dozens of them, circular clouds, big motherfuckers. And they was all going in the direction of Lake Michigan. This is where these quote-unquote UFOs, entities, light orbs, whatever you want to say, they always be around these motherfucking large oceans and shit. This is where they come through in these portals. And of course, sometimes I'm pretty sure y'all heard about these motherfuckers, certain entities, whatever, UFOs coming out of the motherfucking water. A lot of these clouds that y'all see, they're not clouds. Those are quote-unquote UFOs. You see these big motherfuckers hanging over these mountains, those are quote-unquote UFOs. A lot of times, because like I said, when I seen this shit in my dreams, I could clearly see actual UFO, going through the clouds. But if them motherfuckers are here, they've been here. They are cloaking themselves as clouds. And these motherfuckers are huge. These motherfuckers are here. They've been here. They still coming. Demons and who knows who else. But the chariots of the gods, these motherships, they here. And this is why everybody's freaking the fuck out as far as so-called Illuminati. It's fucking game over. I've never set a date for the rapture, and I'm not gonna do that shit. I don't know when this shit is gonna happen. And like I said, concerning the date of March 20th, which a lot of us believe is that 400-year marker. Because even if, like I said, even if it is, who knows how this shit gonna play out. But 2019 is the year as far as the end of that 400 years of slavery. That motherfucking curse that's talked about in Deuteronomy. So this is a very, very special year. That shutdown continues. These niggas gonna continue to talk shit about these women and their food stamps and all this shit. All these heathens. They gonna continue to get more and more freaked out because they having these dreams and experiences like I am, like we are, like I said before. Everybody knows the truth, but most are gonna continue to be in denial. But this shit is going down. I don't know exactly what's going to happen in 2019, and I certainly don't know when. But this is a very, very special year. And this is why the powers that be, the Illuminati, have been freaking the fuck out ever since October 3rd of 2018. So, I said enough. Just wanted to drop this quick information on y'all. My nigga Wolf. What up, nigga? But that's all I got to say. All my niggas and niggettes, all true followers of Christ, don't be in fear. Everything that's been happening the last number of years is going to continue to get worse. Just stay focused. Pray and walk in the Spirit. Play a Lord, man of God. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Alrighty then. Peace. You just had to get in the motherfucking camera one more time, didn't you? Motherfucker. Damn, it's cold out here.
I got my food stamps. Baby. My food stamps are on my card. I'm excited.
Yeah. All right. Whoa! Watch out! Watch out! Yeah. Hey! Yeah, get your shit on. Yeah. Watch out now.